it's Marina, travel experta, and today's episode is helicopter rides. Woohoo! Let's make every day an adventure. Going up in a helicopter has been a big bucket list item for me for years and years and years. I've wanted to go up in a helicopter, but as with many things, resistance comes in. Why? Number one, oh, it's too expensive. Oh, it's this. Oh, there's no helicopter rides here. All this and this and this, right? There's always excuses for something that we really want to do. Right. And the other real big thing is that nobody in my family has any interest whatsoever to do a helicopter ride. Well, nobody in my, immediate family, like my husband and my sons. So I never really had anybody to do it with here in Guatemala anyway. So we were going to visit my parents in New York, and one of my friends just did a helicopter ride, a tour, and I was like, you know what? I've wanted to do this forever. My family completely refused, so I was like, who's the adventure person in my house, in my family? My mother. So immediately I told my mom, I'm like, do you want to go on a helicopter ride? She's like, oh, well, your father doesn't want to. I'm like, no, it's a gift for just me and you, something that me and you could do together. And she was totally into it. So I found there's several helicopter tours in Manhattan, obviously, to fly over New York City. So I'm sure it's the same for your area as well. There's probably a bunch of different options. So I chose the 15-minute one because I'll be honest with you, I get motion sickness quite a lot. And I think 15 minutes is a good teaser to see if this is something that I really enjoy or it's not for me. So I reserved for me and my mom to go on this tour of New York. We get to the place and interestingly enough, there was like 100 people there. Gratefully, the actual helicopter only took 4 people in total, plus obviously the pilot. So we didn't have to wait long because we did have a reservation and we went up. It was a 15-minute ride. So for me, that 15 minutes was just enough. I was probably sick for half of the time, but I did force myself to keep my eyes open because the views are spectacular. My mom who I would actually think would have more motion sickness because she gets motion sickness in the car, had absolutely no problem with it. She thought it was not enough time. So obviously you need to find that middle point, but you won't know that middle point until you try it. And funny enough, it's not that expensive. I think it was like $250 for the both of us for the whole time. I know that sounds a little bit expensive, but it's not. It's really not that pricey to get the bucket list item off of your list and to see if you want to do it again. So I really recommend if this is something that you guys want to try, the views are spectacular. If you do get motion sickness, you might surprise yourself and not be that sick at all because you'll be so focused on the beautiful views all around you. So if you have a chance to check off that bucket list item, go for it. Helicopter tour, checked, but it was so worth it. And the best part was that I got to experience it with my mom. So, are you guys wondering what kind of cool make every day an adventure item that you want to check off? I've got tons for you to do. The majority of them are right there, right in your own backyard. You don't have to travel far, not expensive, but something that you've been wanting to do. So just go for it. Go do it. Go to travelexperta.com, travel expert with an A.com, and I've got a free awesome list for you right there. And if you guys enjoyed this episode, please leave a review and share it with a friend, a loved one, to get them inspired to go and make every day an adventure.